Tonight on Cronkite News, the Big 12 is finally seeing a glimpse of what's to come this upcoming football season with their Media Day.
Plus, the Phoenix Mercury is on fire this season thanks to the amount of hard work and effort shown by this season's rookie class.
And Arizona's Attorney General announces a major crackdown on businesses that sell tobacco to minors. We'll tell you how she plans to take action. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Patrick Renault.
And I'm Jessica Poole. Thank you for joining us. The Big 12 is raising the bar this season, eyeing multiple spots in the college football playoffs after getting only one team last year in Arizona State. Now, Lindsay Dean, she joins us from the Big 12 Media Days in Frisco, Texas, with more on the Big 12's big plans.
The Big 12 is entering a new era, and they're embracing it head-on, with changes to the college football format, and with Arizona State leading the way after their title championship last year. This conference isn't just talking about competing. They're expecting to dominate this year.
The Big 12 is forging their own path this year, starting with the elimination of its preseason media poll, instead focusing on teams' on-field performance. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark emphasized the influence the Power Four conferences have in college football. The conference isn't just aiming for one team in the postseason, but several.
I fully expect the Big 12 to earn multiple college football playoff bids this year, and to show once again that we can compete with anyone.
Arizona State, the reigning Big 12 champs, also raised their standards coming into the 2025 season. After a historic year for the Sun Devils, where they earned the 4th seed bye in the CFP, ASU coach Kenny Dillingham says they're turning the page.
But the fun thing is, last year has nothing to do with this year. When you're in college football and you're in sports, you may as well throw the book out and you start from scratch. Everybody starts with the same record. Just some people get looked at more and people play harder verse. So it's actually harder to sustain success in sports than other things.
As the Big 12 enters the 2025 season, the message is clear. This is just the start. All eyes are on the CFP this year as they expect to see multiple teams dancing. In Frisco, Texas, Lindsay Dean, Cronkite News.
The Suns just added a new asset to their roster for this upcoming season. Former Michigan star Isaiah Livers gets another chance in the league with the Suns. The free agent signed the two-way contract earlier today, which filled the final two-way slot in the Suns roster. Livers is coming off of a hip injury that kept him out of playing in the 2024 season. The Suns roster now has 14 players with a possible buyout of Suns guard Bradley Beal.
The Suns rookies are preparing for the fast-paced play of the NBA as they head to Las Vegas for the NBA Summer League. Now, the Suns introduced 3 of their draft picks yesterday, and we will finally get to see them in action when Summer League kicks off on Thursday. The Suns drafted Common Malawach, Rasheer Fleming, and Kobe Brea 2 weeks ago without ever even seeing them work out, which is highly unusual. But the Suns relied heavily on their scouting department to get enough background on the trio. Malawach and Brea bring competitiveness as both played in the NCAA tournament this spring, while the Suns hope that Fleming's physicality and his footwork will translate in the pros. The Suns GM Brian Gregory says the qualities that these players had in common is what led the Suns to draft them.
They have an unbelievable competitiveness that's relentless in what they're trying to get done. They're goal setters. They set those goals and they do everything they can to achieve them. They're great teammates. They look out for each other. They've been with us for a week and you can already see that.
Summer League runs July 10th through the 20th in Las Vegas. The Suns play their first game Friday against the Washington Wizards.
Now on to the WNBA. The Phoenix Mercury are halfway through their season and are making a name for themselves as they are ranked second in the Western Conference. Cronkite News reporter Eve McFarland spoke to the team about 3 rookies who are in the conversation for WNBA Rookie of the Year.
Fans know them by their full names, but to the team, each is named for their unique talent on the floor. 3 Phoenix Mercury players have been ranked as candidates for the WNBA Rookie of the Year by ESPN.
Mo Money, she's a dog.
Guard Monique Akoa-Makani, a.k.a. Mo Money, is ranked number 7 in the league for three-point percentage of 42.9 and is perfect from the free throw line in 26 attempts.
Mo Money, more problems. I love her problems she brings. like to the other teams because she's going to get in your head.
Even though listed as a forward, Catherine Westfeld, or
Big Purr
contributes around the perimeter.
She's amazed her three-point shot. She's always have amazing energy.
Also in the running, Lexi Held,
Big Lexi,
made a big impact on the game defensively, having the 4th best defense rating at 92.4 in rookies playing 12 minutes per game.
miss her. Can't wait to have her back. You know, tenacious on defense. She's up there in your grill.
All 3 contribute to the team that feels overlooked on their success.
It's time for some recognition. I think we had like 1 or 2 TV games, so the prejudice is obviously already there, and that will show in the results. Like the more you see us, the more you'll recognize how much talent and how much grit is there.
The rookies filled in the pieces as the team was navigating player injuries at the beginning of the season.
I think you're going to see our young players continue to get better because they come in and work each and every day, and they're about the right stuff.
The chemistry between the rookies and the vets is a big reason why the Mercury are second in the Western Conference. In Phoenix, E. McFarland, Cronkite News.
Lexi Held has been out since June 19th after being diagnosed with a pneumothorax in her right lung during the team's game against New York.
And the Mercury are welcoming back a Phoenix legend to the team.
The Phoenix Mercury are the champs of the WNBA. The best in the business off the bench was the Phoenix Mercury's DeWanna Bonner.
That's right, DeWanna Bonner is signing with the Mercury once again. Bonner was first drafted by the team back in 2009, where she spent 10 seasons. She also spent 5 seasons with the Connecticut Sun before playing with the Indiana Fever. Welcome back, Bonner.
GCU will join the Mountain West Conference a year earlier than expected. After exiting the WAC conference this spring, the Lopes will start play in their new conference this fall. GCU's 17 sports programs will participate in competition this fall with women's volleyball, women's soccer, and cross country. GCU, which does not have a football program, will become the 12th member of the Mountain West, competing against new teams such as UNLV, San Diego State, and New Mexico, to name a few. Summer camps are in full swing across the valley, Jess.
Yes, and up next, we'll take you to one camp that's keeping kids off their phone and on the field.
ASU baseball is kind of the center point of the city right here in Tempe geographically, and so for us, we try to be the center point of the city in baseball as well.
After the break, the camp that gives kids an opportunity to play and learn from elite college athletes.
Plus, Arizona is known for its hot summers, but the temperatures are about to skyrocket. We'll have your full forecast up next.
You meet so many new people who are on different communities, and when you do that, you're able to network not only, but also get to engage, talk to people, and make life friends.
I think that definitely surprised me, the community that I would find, because I wasn't really expecting it.
Freedom.
Friendly. Nice. I'd say cozy.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
And he gets one in the air to deep right center. Alec Thomas trying to chase it down. Corbin Carroll's there, and Alex got it. A sliding grab by Alec Thomas. Tatis off the bag, and he barely makes it back in time. What a catch by Alec Thomas.
What a catch indeed. After going through a rough patch, the Diamondbacks showed up and showed out last night in their win versus the Padres. The Diamondbacks made some big plays in their 6-3 win, including Alek Thomas' sliding catch deep in the right corner, center field, to rob the Padres of an extra base hit in the bottom of the ninth. The Diamondbacks will continue their quest to the top of the National League West tonight in the second game of the Padres series.
Arizona is home to many rising baseball stars, and now they're getting a chance to learn from some of the best. The Arizona State Sun Devils hosted their own junior baseball camp last week to work with these players. I went over to Phoenix Municipal Stadium to check out the camp for myself. Phoenix Municipal Stadium plays home to the Sun Devil baseball team, but also to the Sun Devil Junior Baseball Camp, giving young athletes the chance to play on the same field as the local team.
ASU baseball is kind of the center point of the city right here in Tempe geographically, and so for us, we try to be the center point of the city in baseball as well.
The camp allows young athletes between the ages of 4 and 14 to have the chance to come and work with members of the Sun Devil baseball team.
Now, it's some of these names right behind me that help draw many kids to Phoenix Municipal Field this week in order to sharpen their baseball skills and take part in some fun drills.
Probably just the infield drills. We do a lot of field drills there for mechanics.
It's about more than just baseball skills. Coaches also like to put an emphasis on sportsmanship and confidence to help these players not only become better at baseball, but also better people.
You can know as much as you want, but if you don't have the confidence to do it, you're not going to carry it over.
The camp is 4 days long from 9 to 12. One big thing for campers to enjoy the experience is the lack of drill repetition.
Hitting every day, basically doing everything every day, that we don't do the same thing twice.
With the coaches, the joy comes from coaching the young athletes, hoping this won't be the final time they coach them.
It's the love of the game that gets us here, you know, and to see that continue to grow day in and day out with a lot of these kids that not just each day of camp, but they keep growing throughout the camps and coming back. You know, that's probably the most rewarding part of it.
For part of the year, these young athletes are in the stands watching the Sun Devils play. But for 1 week in the summer, they get to feel like they are part of the team. In Phoenix, Patrick Renault, Cronkite News. The camp is available to anyone between grade K through 8. You can register for the camp online. The camp is being offered twice more this summer on July 14th through the 17th and the 21st through the 24th. Well, it's going to be too hot for a game of baseball over the next few days, Jess.
That's right. Now, after the break, Jania McFarland tells us it's going to be close to 120 degrees in the coming days.
Good evening. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Jania McFarland. As we settle into the evening here, we see that the triple digits are here and they are not budging. As we head home for the evening, we might be sitting around 110 to 108. We will slowly cool it down just a little bit to 103 by 10 p.m. Heading into our early morning hours, we see that much of the state is in the mid to high 80s, and that northern part of the state is in the low to mid 70s. Phoenix, you are at 92 degrees. Gila Bend, you're sitting at 89. Lake Havasu, you're at 90. Prescott, you're nicer at 71. Sedona, 76. Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon are going to be the cooler spots in the 50s. Heading into later into the day, we are seeing a high pressure system over Arizona, which is pushing much of the state into triple digits. As we see here in the southern part, we are mostly in the 1-teens. Phoenix, Gila Bend, and Yuma all reaching 117. Quartzsite, you're at 116. Lake Havasu and Bullhead, you're going to be our hot spots at 118. Tucson, not as extreme, but still 110 and still above average for your area. If you were looking to go to the northern part of the state for a reprieve, good luck. Sedona, you are at 101. Flagstaff, you are at 90 degrees, the coolest part of the state, but still hot for the region. As we head into our work week here, we see that tomorrow we will reach 117, and if we do so, we beat a daily heat record set last year at 116. Don't worry, the rest of the week we slowly break away from those extreme heats. And Thursday we see 114, Friday 110, Saturday through Monday we will see 108. Tuesday is our average for this time of year at 107. Wednesday 106 and partly cloudy. The lows will be in the mid to high 80s, and it will be sunny and dry for most of the week. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Jania McFarland.
The extreme heat is certainly uncomfortable, but it can also cause migraines. According to the American Migraine Foundation, nearly 40 million people suffer from migraines, and the excessively hot weather can actually trigger an attack. Experts say the first step to avoid a summer migraine is to stay fully hydrated, limit exposure to the direct sun, and stay away from food and beverages like alcohol that can bring on an attack. Here in Arizona, we're used to the heat, Jess.
Yes, and coming up next, we hear how community members are taking charge to attack global warming. Community members gathered to address the hot issue at hand. Find out after the break how climate change is affecting Arizona.
People have always had trouble trying to put me into a box. A professor, suit and tie is just not me. Without the ocean, I don't know what I would do. You know, the ocean's always been there for me. As Hawaiian people, we believe that the coral is the first living being to come out of the darkness. It's the foundation of our entire lifestyle, and that's what my research is about. What we do is we take photographs of the reef over long periods of time to create models that can tell us what the planet is doing. If we go deaf to what the Earth is telling us, then we'll never be able to live in harmony. If I can get my students excited about protecting the ocean, then they're the ones who are gonna really make the difference. I hope my students realize that I'm not trying to prepare them for something in the distant future. Their time is now at Arizona State University.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Brandon Cadiz with your news across Arizona. If you grew up in the desert, you know how to handle the extreme temperatures. But for many people, escaping the heat isn't as easy as it seems. And as OzX found out, community members are sounding the alarm on extreme heat and its growing dangers.
I'm currently standing at the hottest point of the day right now. I need to consistently go inside to get some much-needed AC. However, for locals in Phoenix and for the rest of the valley, they're used to this kind of crazy hot heat. But experts are starting to say that we're taking this heat a little bit too much for granted.
Heat waves aren't just breaking records, they're breaking systems. From strained power grids to exhausted outdoor workers, the impacts are immediate and deadly.
Clothing that clings to your skin as you struggle to breathe through the heat. Every step feels heavier, your hands grip scorching hot tools. Your vision blurs.
Community members packed a hearing on heat, demanding state leaders take action. Many voiced opposition to proposed rollbacks on environmental protections, saying Arizona can't afford to go backwards.
We're not just talking about a small number of people being impacted here. We're talking about millions.
Speakers also say safeguards need to be in place to protect communities from the harsh impact of heat.
If our leaders won't act, we will. We'll march, we'll vote, and we'll demand stronger climate safeguards that protect all communities.
The crowd was passionate because people have already felt the impact.
The environment is not negotiable. It is essential to the health, dignity, and future of those who have given so much.
According to the Maricopa County Department of Public Health, there were 602 heat-related deaths in 2024. As temperatures rise, so does frustration. But advocates say this climate clash is a chance for policymakers to listen and lead.
Policymakers have basically been saying for the most part that they want to set up a new testimony hearing in the next upcoming weeks. Time will tell if the legislature is in the benefit for outdoor workers. In Phoenix, OzX, Cronkite News.
Colorful ads and paraphernalia that look like toys all could be contributing to a rise in teenage smoking. Now, Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is taking legal action against 4 vape shops selling tobacco-related items to minors. During a briefing today, Mays was surrounded by items sold in some of these vape shops. The AG's office operated a strike group using undercover minors who were able to repeatedly purchase vapes and e-cigs despite being underage. Mays said she's concerned with the number of smoke shops near schools and said some smoke shops are intentionally marketing their products to minors, and that's why her office is taking action.
To send a strong signal to this industry that if you violate the law and sell this garbage to our kids, we're coming after you, and we're going to do it in a way that you're going to regret.
The lawsuits against the business seek monetary damages and to shut down those shops for repeatedly violating the law. The Common Sense Institute of Arizona released their newest findings on the Arizona housing market. The market remains unstable as the gap between sellers and buyers continue to rise. Home prices in the greater Phoenix area reportedly fell 6.9% in the first quarter this year. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate also rose 0.10% to 6.82%. All that sounds like good news, but the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The average price for a home in Arizona is nearly $500,000. The Institute says the average Arizonan would need to make $35.59 an hour to be able to afford this mortgage. The minimum wage in Arizona is $14.70. Arizona received a D rating from CSI Housing this quarter compared to the C- grade last quarter. Quarter 2 report is set to release soon. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said late today more than 160 people are still missing following the deadly flooding over the weekend in Texas. The death toll has reached 108. Governor Abbott plans to visit Camp Mystic, the children's camp that lost 27 campers and counselors. President Donald Trump also plans to arrive in Hunt this Friday.
I'll be going down on Friday with First Lady, who would be taking a trip, and we don't want to get in anyone's way because that's what happens. The president goes and everyone's around focused on. I don't want anyone to focus on us, but it's possible they could have somebody saved still. There's a lot of areas. It's a big area, and probably unlikely at this point, but there could be. They're thinking there could be the possibility, but what a tragic situation.
The floods left numerous concerns on the response time and effectiveness of law enforcement and the state of Texas. Texas President Aaron Burgess even stating she never received an official warning regarding the intense floods. This all comes after President Trump's numerous federal budget cuts, including one for the National Weather Service. That's it for the news headlines. I'm Brandon Cadiz. Now back to Jessica and Patrick.
Coming up next, an adorable wallaby found roaming the streets of Wisconsin.
Wallabies are native to Australia, but somehow this little one ended up in the States. Find out how this little guy ended up in police custody half a world away.
Police in Wisconsin found themselves a furry friend, but Jess, it's not the type you see every day.
That's right, Patrick. Now, Milwaukee PD ran into a runaway wallaby near a FedEx facility. Wallabies, a relative to the kangaroo family, are typically found in places like Australia and New Zealand, but not this little guy. At first, he was a bit shy, but that did not last very long after Milwaukee police cozied up to him. The Wisconsin wallaby is now safe and since been returned to his owners.
That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Patrick Renault.
And I'm Jessica Poole. Thank you for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.